Well, I just finished up my evening chores on this is Friday, and I've just a couple of days have this little guy's been on what Doug call him, Buster, and he's stopped flinching at my touch. He's on a halter, so this is what I do is I'm just putting him on a short halter so he can learn that the halter is tougher than him, even though it's really not. He accepts the halter readily, like I don't have to chase him down. And I only keep him on it for about 20 minutes, and then we take him off and let him go about his business. But this weekend I'll get to put him on the last vaccination, and then I can run him out into the field with everyone else. But he's turning into quite the good little calf. Really pretty animal. This kind of like rust orange, dark red, and white, little bits of white here and there. And I'm excited to see how he turns out now that he's calmed down. He's not quite the banger he was when he first came here. So, just spending time with him. He's getting to know me a little bit, and that I'm not a threat or a predator. But boy, he's got look how thick his neck is at this age. It's really something. So he'll pull it taut, and then he'll walk forward like that to get the slack back on the line. And that's how we're just going to handle him up doing this. And this is purely for my own experimentation to halter train an animal. But yeah, he's doing well. See, he'll pull it taut and then he'll walk forward to get the slack back on his line. It's pretty interesting. Oh, the ram's being a dick to him. Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, I'm up a little early today. I have to take my son into hockey practice. So I caught the sheep sleeping. I wish I had a video camera out. Half of them had their head down, and they don't even hear the four-wheeler anymore. It's crazy. And then I said, "Hey, sheep," and half of them jumped out of their skin. I woke them from a dead sleep. But we're just starting to feed some hay, so they're starting to come over here. Oh, thank you, 14, for giving us that. Yeah. And yeah, they're trickling down single file. It's a beautiful morning. It's got we're gonna hit mid-30s today, and it's just got that first hint of something trying to crack loose for spring, which is always, at least here in Minnesota, the first spring is a false spring, and then it usually plunges back downward to kicks us in the butt and reminds us not to mess around. But you can see, I'm going to try to get a couple of examples. Some of the ewes are starting to round out and like show their pregnancy a little bit. You can see that by seeing that they're bulging on both sides. And so we're starting to get some ones that are looking pregnant finally. See if I can find another good example. This one looks round as a house right here. She must have, I think I watched her. She was the first one that got mated. This girl right here. Yeah. But boy, they're starting to show signs that they're doing the work. And they're going to give me some lambs this year. So I got to finish feeding hay so they all have something to eat. And you see how the sheep have a flock order, just like cows have a herd order. And the ones in the back wait until I put out enough hay. I mean, I rarely see them fight, but it's like they just know the drill. And the ones in the back will wait till I put out enough hay so they aren't crowding. Isn't that calf nice? Look how big she is. So this calf was born in June of last year, and that's her mom. Calf, mom. Boy, did that mom do a good job carrying that calf through on milk. She's, I don't know, at least a 600-pounder. I honestly don't know. I'd have to probably have somebody with a more experienced cattleman's eye come out and tell me. But look how, I know she's a mutt, but see how she's thick-bodied with short legs? That's a beautiful animal. I was originally planning to eat her, but I don't know. I'd take some advice on that. She might be a one to keep or sell, or I don't know what. She does have horns, but like I said, I came out of working with Highlands, so horns don't bother me any. Anyway, I better get some hay thrown so that all these animals can eat. Okay. You know, I always wonder what happens with these dogs. You like my purple-faced dog? The other day I came out and she was missing, and I started driving around looking for her, and of course it's on the night where I have to charge up the collars, where I can't just locate her on my phone. And she came trotting out of the trees, just a mask of blood. Looking very proud of herself though. And yeah, so I don't know, she ran something off. She was feeling very proud of herself, so I took her into the house, cleaned up the big bite wound, and put some antibiotic spray on it just so she doesn't get an infection. But she's no worse for the wear now, but she does look funny. She's got a purple face because that dye is not really leaving her. Yeah, that's that white one. The dye's sticking to her fur pretty good. Hopefully it'll wash out with the next rainstorm that's coming next week. But I'm pretty happy with her because she came back. She didn't wander too far, and she was obviously seeing off a predator of some variety because she got whooped on pretty hard. But so she got, you know, we took care of her and gave her some treats, and then brought her back out to do her job. And it's amazing. You'd think she would love being inside and getting treats and having people pet on her and all that. She was shaking. She did not like being underneath her roof. And I had her in there for about an hour, so, you know, she had time to calm down. And she is built for this, and this is all she knows. And so she did not like going under a roof. The same thing happened when I took her to the vet to get her shots. Our normal vet was gone, so I had to go into the actual veterinary office. And yeah, it's something else. These dogs, you know, I know there's been a lot of concern about them that I've seen. These dogs are made for this environment and this kind of work. I mean, look at the old dog. She's just laying in the snow, hanging out. Yeah, so I'm very happy with these dogs. They're doing the work, and it seems to be a little bit of synergy. I've noticed the two girls will chase and go out range further, and then that boy dog right there, Bob, he just sticks. I haven't seen him go more than 100 feet from the flock, which I think is awesome. I know there's a value to dogs that range and patrol, but I just like the fact that he's always on them, just laying down in the middle of them or next to him or what have you. You can see this is about as far as he's going to go right there. So anyway, I got to get him moving. Well, things are starting to melt, and we're going to enter that sloppy stage of winter where we got freeze thaw happening. It busted all the way up close to 40 degrees today. And you know, if you look at these sheep, they're laying on old leftover hay, trying to, I'm sure, just to be on something dry. So they're getting their afternoon bit of hay, and I'm also kind of coming out to check on these dogs. And when I pulled up, they were all just laying right inside the flock, which is really great. They came over and coming to get a bite to eat, aren't you, Bob? Giving us a little stretch. And so I just moved a bunch of rounds up over that hill, so we're gonna head them towards the other side of this field to start feeding for a while after we go through those bales. So those bales, we'll go through them. So that'll be 1, 2, 6, 6, 18. Probably we've got another 20 days of hay right there, give or take. It really depends on how nice it is. They seem to eat quite a bit less when it's not, you know, negative 30. But and then we have hay over there that'll take us to April, and then we'll play it by ear from there. But I want to slowly get them off of this field and into the triangle field that's to the west of us over here, over this hill. And we're gonna get out of this field and let this have a good portion of rest as we hit the spring flush in, end of April, mid-May, that kind of in that area. But anyway, everyone's in fine fettle. I'm gonna feed some hay and then we'll do some more. One of the things I just really enjoy about this dog right here, and I think I'm gonna have to take her off the drag finally, but she just loves hanging with sheep. The only reason she's not right in here among them is because I'm here, and she doesn't like people, which is fine. But it is fascinating. I've just, in the last couple of days, noticed that they're all starting to round out, like right here. Right here. Sorry, I have my gloves under my armpit. Starting to get heavy on the sides here, as they're growing me some baby lambs. And I think our rams did a good job. Isn't she nice looking? I really love that calf. She's something else. Just this hint, this whiff of spring has got my wheels turning for all my spring projects and chores that are sitting in a queue waiting for the weather to give me a window to do them. I have some, outside of the massive project I gotta just slam down at Doug's to get that field ready. I'm thinking about a couple more interior fences just so I can pull power towards the middle of my farm and not run so much poly. In case you're wondering why the camera's jumping, it's because this snow, which was heavy enough to hold my weight yesterday, is now collapsing underneath me if I take the wrong step and dropping, 7-8 inches down. I had a hell of a time getting those bales out with my tractor. I really should have over-indexed in the fall when the ground was hard and there's, wasn't frozen yet and it was no snow on the ground, instead of trying to battle my way up here on an old 2-wheel drive tractor to get some more bales up here. So I think the lesson to learn next year is to take what I think I'll need and add about 10%. Because, I can always hold them a little longer before putting them out on grazing, and that won't hurt anything. But, it's one of those things, as my flock size keeps changing, from year to year, I'm having to kind of reevaluate and rebalance what I need. And also, I'll say, this steer right here, I had a date for him, but the butcher got hurt, and so it came and went. So he was not supposed to be eating my hay all year. And as you can see, he's a big fatty. I'm looking forward to putting him in the freezer. He's a really nice looking animal. Well, the only other thing I have to do today after sitting on a tractor and moving bales and doing chores is we had some high winds, so I got more trees to cut off of my fence so it has a decent pop on it. And then tomorrow I'm gonna do my best to take some video. We have to vaccinate and tag that American Shorthorn, and then he's gonna come out here and meet his future herd and flock. He's really turned into a gem. I can handle him all over, and he goes on the halter first try. He doesn't fight it at all. So I don't know what I'll do with that, because in the end he'll probably lose that training, because I'm not going to keep putting him on a halter out in the field. But it's good to know that I can do it if I need to. All right. But the sun's failing and I got some chores yet to do, so I gotta go. Have a good one.